What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Aisha Nashay, and today I'm gonna tell you about how to get into reading books. I'm talking, I went from reading 0 books to reading 18 plus books in 1 month. It's a lot. But today we're gonna talk about that, and I'm also gonna tell you basically all the different genres that I have been into and all that good stuff. So if that's what you want to hear, please keep on watching.
I know your taste is a little bit high maintenance. Everybody else basic. You live life on an everyday basis with poetic justice.
Okay, so first things first. Back earlier this year, well, I guess mid this year, if you don't know, I had a lot of stuff going on personally in my life, and I quite literally had decided to, instead of thinking about what I had going on, instead of harping on what I had going on, I decided to escape my reality, and I did that with reading books. So this is what I started to do. At first, I was on Audible. I went to Audible. I do not suggest that, only unless you have the funds to constantly keep buying books. And well, girl like me, I am on a budget 9 times out of 10. So buying the audiobooks all the time was just not it. Now, I only make exceptions when I am going to go and purchase an audiobook, because let's be honest, everybody ain't got $23, $50, $100, $75 to read a dang on book. But that wouldn't be the one that I would suggest. The one that I would suggest is Kindle. That is where I feel like everyone should start when you are starting to read books, because you can read a lot of books in a short amount of time because of how Kindle has things laid out. Plus, I'll tell y'all about like a way you can listen to books, quote unquote, like audiobooks, without having to break the bank, as long as you have an Alexa. So we'll talk about that here in the next few minutes. But let's talk about how I started off reading. So I had decided that I was going to just start somewhere, just find myself in a hole somewhere on the internet and just see what the girls was out here reading. And I had stumbled across Somebody's Wife by Robbie Renee. And that book was a 2-part series. It's 2 parts. So it's Somebody's Wife and Somebody's Forever. And I quite literally read that book so quick. I first got the audiobook because I tried to do the Audible thing, and then I realized like I gotta keep purchasing books. On Audible, you can only get 1 credit a month unless you have the yearly thing. And I still think they still limit you on how many books you can read per month. And I was just like, that can't be something I can get into. So girls on TikTok and Instagram are saying, go to Kindle, download Kindle. If you don't have an actual physical Kindle, go to Kindle. So I end up reading Somebody's Forever on Kindle and realized like I can just keep downloading books, returning them to my Kindle library once I'm done, and just keep going that way. So I found Robbie Renee, and then I quickly realized like, okay, I love her catalog. I love her style of writing. Somebody's Husband just came out on Christmas, and I'm going to start my January 1st off reading that book. So right now I'm on kind of like a reading break because I just read 6 books. And we'll talk about that in a second too. But I just finished 6 books, and it was a lot. It was a big series. So what I'll say is find a corner on the internet that you just like. So for me, I like urban romance. I like romance novels. I kind of like a mystery type thriller book, but I knew romance is where they could get me. So a few authors that I fell for instantly, like I'm talking, as soon as I start reading their books, I'm like, okay, I like this. I like this corner of the internet. I like being over here. Was Robbie Renee, Lady Nisha. I also was into Kimberly Brown, K. Nicole, Diamond D. Johnson. That's the author that I'm currently stuck on. I am stuck. I am very much stuck. Oh, there's so many, because I've read so many books this year. I read 101 books in the year of 2024. So like, there's so many titles that I can tell y'all about, which I can do book reviews individually later on. But right now, I'm gonna just tell you how to get into the reading. So I would just say find authors that have genres of books that you just enjoy. So for me, when I was younger, I started off reading like The Coldest Winter Ever. And I know that book has like so much controversy added onto it. I wouldn't suggest starting there because there's so many good books. There's so many good indie writers out here as well that are trying to push their books. And The Coldest Winter Ever is not where you should start. It's just not. Now, if you just want to read it for the hype, read it for the hype. But I would say go on Instagram, go on TikTok, go on YouTube, and find out what the girlies, the masses are reading. And if you are on Facebook, I'm in a Facebook group called Black Girls Can Read Too. And in that group, it's a private group, but there's thousands of people in there, and every single day there's so many posts that can give you good book recs that you can like start at. Like that's a good starting point. Also, you can find virtual like book clubs as well. That's something that me and my friend Leah are trying to like start up as a virtual book club, because I can read books. In a week I could probably read about 3 full novels every single week because of how much I'm listening to them, which gets me into my next point. But I would say find a place on the internet or somewhere that's in your city that you can go to, that you can, listen to how people feel about, listen to people's opinions about certain books and things like that. So that y'all can be like very like-minded in that way. So if you do not want to go the audiobook route, if you do not have the funds to constantly buy audiobooks, honestly, I feel like one audiobook a month is not too expensive if you ask me. But if you have an Alexa, you can have Alexa play a audiobook on your, Alexa actual device, or you can have her read it on your phone. So when I'm not by my Alexa, I'll go into the Alexa app and I'll go to like the little microphone thing, and I'll say play blah, 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 blah. On Kindle, you have to say on Kindle because she's not gonna know what you're talking about. But make sure that you toggle on in your settings, read with Kindle Assistant Reader, and then your Alexa will be able to basically read your books like audio versions. And then you just go into your Kindle app and hit that you actually read it, and you can be done with it. But that has been the quickest way that I've been able to get through these books. But I would say find what you like, because a genre that I'm into, you might not be into. You may love, I don't want to make it about race, but I find it hard to read stories about white women. I'm not a white woman. I can read those books. I can listen to those books. I can be like, yeah, that was a good book, but I don't resonate with those type of books. I tried reading a bunch of Colleen Hoover books, and I believe her characters in the stories are white, and that's fine and all, which Colleen Hoover, pretty decent. She's the one who did Verdi, and Verdi is I think is being made into a movie on Netflix, which that is going to be a crazy movie because that was a good book. But writers like that, like I can get into it, I can enjoy the story, but I would prefer to read books with people that look like me, and have characters in there that look like me, because I can understand where they're coming from with certain things. So that's the biggest thing. Also, if you are like, I don't want to go on Kindle, I don't want to do digital books, I'd rather have all physical copies, which can get expensive, you can go to like a Target, a Walmart, Barnes and Nobles, your local bookstores, your libraries, places like that. You can also go to like thrift stores, Goodwills, places like that as well to buy books. I don't have physical books. It's not a necessity to me, only because I can't physically read it because I am low vision. So that doesn't matter to me. I'm still consuming the books. So just keep that in mind too. There's different ways that you can tap into reading and like getting all of that good literature in. I'm just saying. But for me, I think Kindle is pretty affordable for you to be able to read this massive amount of books in a very short amount of time. Also, within Kindle, you can also customize like the font size. You can do a darker background, which is what I had when I was reading books just directly into the app. You can do that. I think there are audiobooks on there, not things of like genres that I would be into, but you can do like audiobooks, magazines, like all that type of stuff. They have so much in that app, it's insane. But I would say start small. Give yourself a reading goal of 2 books a month or 1 book a month, depending on how busy your schedules are. I have removed social media a lot for to be able to like read all these books. So I took kind of a break for almost a month on social media where I just was not posting for real. I'll probably post like 1 or 2 times, and then for that whole month I just wasn't posting. Like August going into October, like I didn't post a lot on the internet, and that's because I was consumed with books. Like I said, I went from reading no books to 18 books to 20 books to 30 books in 1 freaking month, and it's only because I took away social media. I like filled that space of social media just with me reading, which was good because I needed the break. I think it's a healthy break. But I'm going to be starting up Somebody's Husband January 1st. So if you want to read that book along with me throughout this month, definitely do that, because I think at the end of January, I'm going to sit down and do a video and talk about that book. It's like an extensive book review, because I think she deserves it. She's just a good freaking author, like really, really good. And Lady Nisha is also a good author. So if you're trying to get into some books and you like urban romance, those type of things, definitely check out those two authors, because just so freaking good. Like Lucid Dreams by what's her name? Lady Nisha, Losing Control, Catching Flight, Not Feelings, like good books. The Bambi series, that's like one of my favorites. So yeah, I say all that to say there's so many ways that you can consume literature these days. Definitely take advantage of it, but also take a break from social media and actually like tap into a book. When's the last time you really can say that you read a good book? So that is all for today's video. Let me know if some book recs down in the comment section down below of things that you like to read, and I'll also leave down some other books that I've read this month, this in December, that I feel like some of you guys could probably like and enjoy as well. That is all for this one, and I hope that I see you in the next one. Bye.